everybody, it's your girl Sophie Soph back here on Sophia's Football Talk for a quick solo stream to talk about the Premier League games for today. We had Crystal Palace, or I should say Chelsea versus Crystal Palace, which ended in 1-1. Lord, some people around the socials was saying Chelsea was going to do this, Chelsea was going to do that, just after seeing 45 minutes of them slapping up Spurs last weekend. We are here back, they drop points, and they do what Chelsea do best, which is bottle it. And I'm sorry, the agenda is going to be clear. I'm letting y'all know I am fooled by Chelsea this season. They ain't it, respectfully. And then, of course, you have Spurs on the other hand that lost overall 2-1 to a Newcastle. And what a cracking game that was. So we'll do a quick, reaction review talking about these games before, of course, the big blockbuster game, which is then Man United Liverpool in about less than 20 minutes. But before we dive in, make sure that, of course, give this video here a big thumbs up because the more likes we get, the more we're able to push the video out there for new people to see, new people to discover. I mean, we did reach 3K subscribers yesterday. So once again, thank you so much to everybody that's been a part of this journey. I appreciate it. We built a wonderful community here. So big up to y'all. And join the SFT membership if you want to support the channel even further. Link is in the description box. And if you want to win a kit of your choice, then join my FBL League. Link plus code is in the description box. And let's get into it. So, I was literally having the Newcastle Spurs game on the TV, and then on the iPad, I was watching the Chelsea Crystal Palace game. But I did feel like the Newcastle and Spurs game was the better game. But we'll start off with Chelsea. You had, Chelsea dominating, doing their thing. I. You get a goal by Nico Jackson from a counterattack, by the way, and it was a good wonderful counterattack. I'm not taking anything away from them in regards to that because it was a really good attack, and that came in the 25th minute. And you're thinking, hey, will maybe Chelsea go on and nip this game in the back of the butt? No, they did not, because literally in second half, in the 53rd minute, you had a Eberechi Eze with a wonder strike right outside of the box. And it was a great goal. Lord, literally a great goal. I forgot to mention for the Jackson goal, it was Palmer with another assist. And, he been cooking up with the numbers. He is. I mean, helping out my FBL. But I believe might have lost a point due to potentially yellow card. But hey, I digress. Overall, that game, I felt in second half after it was 1-1, Crystal Palace kept going. So Chelsea just really didn't have much to answer for. They had some chances after that, but it wasn't overall the best. And yes, okay, possession, most was Chelsea, but not by a large margin. You had a Chelsea with 56% possession, and then a Crystal Palace with the 44% possession. 7 finishes for Chelsea, while 3 for Crystal Palace. So basically, chances created. Um, but then, you know, I believe only 1 actually on target for Chelsea, while 4 on target for Crystal Palace. Yeah. It wasn't the best game. It's not really much to say other than it was a very lackluster type of game. It was. It wasn't pulling up trees by any means at all. Literally, it wasn't. It wasn't. Mm-mm. So, yeah, I mean, Chelsea drop points right now as it stands in the league. They're 11th. And Crystal Palace, no, Crystal Palace, they're actually 16th, but, at one point, I believe did help them out because they haven't had the best of start either for Glasner's guys. But with Chelsea on 4 points, It is what it is. But let's move on maybe to more so the Newcastle Spurs game because I think that's the most exciting one in my opinion. So that one, like I said, ended in 2-1 to a Newcastle with the goals of. So basically, in the um, first minute, you had a Harvey Barnes goal, and it was a really good goal to me. Very good goal indeed. Um, 100% he did it. I mean, Harvey Barnes, just stay fit, broski. You had Lloyd Kelly with the assist. Okay. Um, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Basically, more so from like a I reckon a counterattack in that particular incident. But there was a lot of chances for both sides in the game. I mean, it should have been more so a blockbuster with a lot of goals. It should have probably been a proper goals galore type of game, but it wasn't. Even though it wasn't that, that doesn't mean that it wasn't a good, interesting, and entertaining game because it was an entertaining game. I was invested from start to finish 100%. In the second half, Spurs got an equalizer, but that was due to Dan Burn own goal. Um, yeah, very unfortunate for Dan Burn to score an own goal. But what are you gonna do? It was basically from Brennan Johnston putting in a proper cross, and then you know Dan Burn just with a tap in, which was not intended. But it is what it is. So he tried to clear it. It didn't work out, and here we are. Here we are indeed. So that made it 1-1. And then though, Alexander Isak in the 78th minute makes it 2-1. Okay? With an assist from Jacob Murphy. And Isak probably could have even scored a brace today. He had one big chance, which he should have scored. But Dragusin came in with a clutch tackle, which Isak tried to, kind of ask for a penalty for, but I think Dragusin was on that at least from the footage that I saw. But Isak did his thing. Isak was on it. Harvey Barnes was on it. Anthony Gordon was on it. They were on it 100%. Spurs, like I said, they have to be more clinical. You didn't have the likes of Solanke, still out with an injury. Most likely, he'll probably be back for the North London Derby, first game after the international break. You also are out with the Richarlison. So you don't really have much up top to go with, unfortunately. Um, Son as well definitely had his opportunities, where Spurs was getting a bit more momentum. It was very end to end, back to back, but the finishing from certain players just wasn't on par at all. To be fair, um, I believe that I think Papa Sar got stopped off early. He and Brennan Johnson came in. Yep, Brennan Johnson basically came in the second half for Papa Matar Sar. And Brandon Johnson was doing his thing though. He was doing his thing. So it's just about the finishing aspects. But other than that, guy was, hey, once again, doing his thing. Big up Lewis says, how are you doing, everyone? Come on, United. Yeah. We will be live later, most likely, with Eddie's football waffle. So to discuss, of course, the United Liverpool game. So stay tuned for that in a few hours' time. And I need Man United to win. I 100% need us to win because I just need it. I need it. I need to see my team do their thing. Let's see what's the next games for a Chelsea after the international break. Chelsea will be facing Bournemouth away. You know what? The way Bournemouth came back. Of course, it's an Everton, nowhere near with Chelsea. I get it, but they did their thing. You never know. I reckon I'm going to fancy Bournemouth to get something out of that game. To be fair, and then who will Crystal Palace be facing? Crystal Palace will be facing Leicester at home. They might do something. They might do something. For Spurs, though, they will be facing, of course, it's the North London Derby, so they'll be facing Arsenal. That's going to be at Tottenham Hotspur's Stadium, while Newcastle will be meeting Wolves away. I think that can be a good game for sure. That's going to be on a Sunday in about 2 weeks. So, some cracking games, some interesting mashups. With Newcastle and Spurs, let's look at maybe the stats. So, very close in possession here as well, with Spurs having 55% possession overall game, while Newcastle had 45% possession. But like Newcastle, would they really care about having? I don't really care if that would be me, because you did your thing. You, I would say Newcastle deserved to win because they were the more clinical team and probably could have scored more goals. And Spurs also should have scored more goals. The only goal that they scored wasn't even from them. It was a Newcastle player, Dan Burn, that decided to help them out a little bit by scoring an own goal. Um, yeah, damn. Okay. So basically, jeez, jeez. Yeah. So you have um let's see here. Three chances for Newcastle, big ones, while for Spurs also three. Yeah, yeah. And usually it looks to be that the last fixtures between these two, Newcastle kind of had the betterment of a Spurs, with them winning 2-1 in the last one. Um, they also had like a preseason game, it was 1-1. In the league, about earlier this year, like in April, Newcastle won 4-0, but then Spurs won 4-1 in December. And of course, the infamous back last year, where at St. James's Park, where Newcastle won 6-1 to a Spurs, and Newcastle being, 5 goals up by what, 30 minutes? That was insane. And that was actually Hugo Lloris, I'm pretty sure his last game for Spurs. Big up to Limbo, hope you're doing well. Yeah, Chelsea bottle job. That's why I wrote that in the title. They are indeed bottle jobs for sure. Um, yeah, sorry, respectfully, they bottled it. Sometimes you gotta keep it 100. They bottled it. They did. And I've been telling y'all, I'm not convinced at all by this Chelsea team. With Spurs, it's kind of like, oh, you never know with Spurs as well though. With that damn high line for life, mate, by Ange, you never really know. It can go either way. Literally can go either way. So yeah. Anything else to mention? Not really. I feel like I just wanted this to be like a little bit of a quick stream. I don't know if we're gonna keep doing this all the time, because I'm realizing it's a bit stressful when you have to like go live straight after the game and then get ready to watch another game to then do a live. So we might do these game day reviews every now and then. We'll see. Especially when it comes to like the big mashup, like the Liverpool United game. That should be kind of like the, you know, now leading up to the game. The nerves are a little bit there, but I still reckon that we can do it, because the team looks pretty solid. Lineup at least. Only one, you know, player that I got wrong. Other than that, I got all of them right. So hey, we move. But yeah, I think we'll end it here. So before you go, you know, make sure that you like this video. And if you watch this on the replay, also like this video and comment your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to hear your assessment of both of these games, or one of the games, but depending on which one you saw. And I'll literally be back right after the Man United Liverpool game. I'll be back to do a reaction with Eddie from Eddie's Football Waffle, to discuss and dissect that game, because you might see a very angry Sophie, or you might see a very happy Sophie, or you might see a very okay Sophie. It depends. You get three different Sophies, or maybe a Sophie that looks that will be a completely different. I don't even know. depending on how the game goes. But regardless, I'm gassed. I'm excited, and let's be having ya GGMU. Let's go, Man United. But yeah, subscribe as well if you haven't already. Join the family, and I should see you later. Peace out. Sorry for hitting the mic. Peace out. Sophie out. Bye bye.